Hello, everybody. Thought it'd be fun to do an Instagram live, and I was having such fun playing with the filters. I don't usually go live on Instagram, or not that much anymore. I tend to stream directly to YouTube, but I just thought, let's see who's online. Let's see if there's anyone here that may not be. Who knows? You may be watching this on the replay. It'll tell you if it is live, or if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, it is a replay. We are going to be just bringing through a little bit of guidance because we have a wonderful, very powerful week right now. It's the first week of August, right? We have that wonderful first week of August, which means Lughnasadh is here. So the Gregorian calendar has kind of moved all of these turns of the wheel to the first of the month, but really they go off the sun, right? They go off where the sun is in alignment with those sacred portals of Earth. So one of my dear friends who calculates all that has pinned Lughnasadh down to be on the sunset of the 4th and sunrise of the 5th. So I'm going to be in wonderful Stonehenge for that. That'll be absolutely beautiful. But what is Lughnasadh? So this is Lu. Say hi to Lu. Lu is a part of the Danu, right? So the tribe of Danu. And there are many legends about Lu, and if you ask various different people, they'll tell you various different things. But traditionally, this is his time in the year. This is his main part of the year. He is an incredible shining one, ascended master, however you want to call him. It is said that the tribe of Danu, they helped create this earth, right? They're part of the Fae realm, the very powerful, ancient, shining ones. And, this traditionally is a time of abundance for all cultures, really, for all cultures. If you look at the ancient Egyptians, this is when the Nile floods, right? And all this abundance reigns upon Egypt. If you look at Atlantis, Golden Atlantis, this was a, Atlantean New Year, right? The Galactic New Year was at the end of July, right? The 26th or so. And obviously all these dates, once again, these dates shift and these dates change because, time is not linear and we're not going in the same pattern as we do whatever we do, whether we orbit the sun or whether we don't, whatever you believe. Because the world is really just a hologram of our superconscious self, right? But this is a time, Lughnasadh is a time of that abundance, of following your passion, your desire, of being so undeniably attuned to what it is that your soul wants that you essentially will have no choice other than to follow your true soul desire, and that's a really good thing. So much changes in the air. With the lunation as well, so obviously we're in Leo season. For those that are on my email list, you received that wonderful Sekhmet meditation, which was very powerful. So thank you for those who've commented on that link and replied to me about how they experienced that. It was very touching to hear those wonderful comments. And for those who don't know Sekhmet, another ascended being who has maybe been a little bit misinterpreted and misunderstood through time and space, but she is known as the Red Lady with courage, strength, vigor, right? And massive energy in transmutating anything that doesn't serve, right? Especially anger, especially anything fueled in anger, releasing that into the light which it wants to be. But this is Leo season, playful, fun, a little bit extroverted if you wish, right? Really allow yourself to play, to be creative, to let your inner child will say hi, essentially. And enjoy itself. This is a powerful time for inner child reclamation because it's our inner child who actually manifests, right? When we're passively manifesting, because everything is a manifestation. So if we're passively manifesting, because everything's that manifestation, then we want to make sure that we really understand our inner child. So how are you connecting with the playful side of yourself? How are you allowing that to express? Because the more we get to know what our child truly desires and what our child truly feels, what happens is, we then start to befriend it, and that inner child within us starts to trust us and trust our guidance and trust our leadership. And that's a real powerful thing to do, to have, to be, right? But for right now, we're coming up to, we had that very super powerful new moon in Leo, right, a few days ago. And that was very, very potent for so many, for everyone that I actually spoke with. It was really quite powerful, massive shifts and changes and even purgings, right, within the physical body and the emotional body, and that was happening. And I just want to take this moment actually to say, if you are looking for any support in that, I do have live one-to-ones available for this coming week. And for those of you that know me, I don't always have live one-to-ones as an option. So if you are looking for any channel guidance, any hour-long or 90-minute sessions, please do reach out and have a look at the website aliceheath.com, or you can just check my bio. But yeah, I have lots of appointments for next week around that Lionsgateway, because it's such a powerful time of really stepping onto your higher soul path, right? To really actually embody the light which you are, to really remember your truth and choose to give the microphone of your voice and of your actions to the highest version of you that is channeling through you. Because we are a channel, right? And when we don't acknowledge that, when we don't realize that, then any part of us that's already programmed is going to channel through, and that usually starts in a pain body. That usually comes from the wounded inner child. So we want to consciously be working to integrate our shadows, right? So that we can really embody our true joy and bliss. But we're in a really interesting time, because in a couple of days, we're at the first quarter moon. Now, the moon helps us see our emotional body. And our emotional body traditionally is subtle, right? It's underneath the surface. We don't necessarily see it, we have to feel it. And in a world that we're in today, to actually feel that type of energy, it requires some devotion to your spiritual practice, to meditation, to witnessing yourself, right? But we're coming up to this first quarter moon as well, which is, I think it's on Friday. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. But that first quarter moon is going to be in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is a brilliant sign to have the moon in for a first quarter, because the first quarter tells us whether we are aligned or not with what it is that we are actually magnetizing, that we're wanting to manifest, right? So the first quarter moon tells us that. It tells us whether the actions that we are putting into place match the intention that we have set with Source, and whether we're going to embody that or not. And if not, then the first quarter moon will show us and do a course correction on us. Now, to have that first quarter moon in Scorpio is very driven, right? It's fueled by Mars and Pluto, so there's a lot of birth, death, rebirth, and this is a very powerful month for that rebirth energy, for timeline jumping, because we're still in that Sirius portal as well, that alignment with the 7 suns that are assisting our ascension process on this planet. So we've got a lot of intergalactic cosmic supports. You may be even connecting yourselves. You may be connecting with the Pleiadians, with the Sirians, with those from Orion, with those from Arcturus. You may find yourself connecting in dream time. I know my dreams have been incredibly potent, very full of initiation and cosmic mastery. It's been really fascinating to watch these dreams, to play a role in my dreams. I wonder how your dreams are right now. But the first quarter moon that's coming up, aligned perfectly with Lughnasadh, with solar Lughnasadh, is, and for those in the southern hemisphere, you're at Imbolc, right? So, Bridget's holiday, if you're in the southern hemisphere. But what's really interesting is the following week, so we have this Lionsgateway, and the following week we go into this super full moon in Aquarius. Right? Super full moon in Aquarius. It's powerful, it's potent. It's really going to encourage us to take this leap of faith, to follow our actual desires rather than letting the fear body speak and take control, because most of us are operating from that fear body without realizing it, right? Have you wanted to do something, go somewhere, experience something, and for some reason you just haven't took the steps yet? Because you're processing. It's okay to be processing. It's okay to be in that space where you're allowing it to move through you. That's the point. But by the time it gets to the full moon, where we have that harvest of all the energy that we've created between the end of July and just through Lionsgate here. We're going to be in that space and time where, you know, whatever it is that you've been asking for, it's literally going to be there right in front of you. And we gotta say yes to it. We're not going to be able to say anything other than that, right? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Please feel welcome to ask questions as well, you guys, if you have them as you're watching this. It's not often that I'm live with you in this way and that I can see the comments, so feel so welcome to ask questions. What else did I title this as? I can't remember. Yeah, Lionsgateway peak. Lionsgateway is always going to be one of those big times, and whether we realise it or not, but in the past few years, more and more of us have become really aware of cosmic energies and how they're supporting us, and they always are supporting us because everything is a version of ourself. Everything is connected with ourself. Everything is a manifestation of ourself. I was saying to a few people this week, and this came through in channelings that I've done for personal readings, that the higher self, to really help us understand what we're doing here on earth, the soul, because a lot of people ask me about soul contracts, and I love doing soul contract readings, and really they're so wonderful to do. But what's really interesting is that the soul is like the child of the higher self. The higher self is that superconscious part of you connected with source, who's always in harmony, always in balance, always in flow, knows everything, sees everything, just sees the perfection and the beauty in every interaction, whether we on earth perceive it as positive, negative, or whatever. The higher self knows that there is a divine plan, that there is a bigger picture. The soul doesn't always see that because the soul comes here as like the child of the higher self, and there are numerous versions of this soul of yours around in different times and dimensions. This is what people sometimes call past lives, but they're actually all happening right now. And this is really powerful to understand, especially right now because of the cosmic alignments. Because when we recognize that there are multiple versions of ourselves in different lifetimes, past, present, future, and they're all happening right now, we then start to realize that our higher self has essentially birthed this soul to come onto earth and have this growth experience. This soul here that's in this lifetime, that's having this experience, is going to focus and have all their challenges revolving, all these earthly challenges revolving around this area, this area, this area, because that is what you've come here to master in this experience. But then you might do a past life regression, or you might do a quantum hypnosis, or you might do something where you access, or you might even dream of a different version of yourself, be visited by a different version of yourself who's in a different timeline, different planet, different stellar cosmic star system. Because it's all happening right now and it's all part of your higher self. So it's all accessible to you for whatever it is that you want to bring in. Right? And that's important to know, because when our soul is here to experience and to grow and to discover, there is nothing that we haven't experienced, really. But it's where our focus is. And if we ever feel like we're in a challenging situation, it's just that we're seeing it through the eyes of the soul or less. And when I say less, I mean a smaller version in terms of more physical, more denser light. Because this body is a light body, right? It's light, it's just dense, compact light. And we want to see it instead from the eyes of our higher self, or the eyes of our guardian angel, who has that bigger picture perspective and can see things that we don't necessarily see, right? Especially when we're feeling like there's a contrasting experience. There's a great question that's come in here. How do we align when we think we are doing the right things, but the things coming back and not reflecting that? Well, that's a great question. So we're always manifesting. People use that word manifesting. A better word is magnetizing, creating. When we think we're doing the right thing, let's start there. This is really a two-part question, so let's just break it down. When we think that we're doing the right things by whose account is the first question to ask. Are we doing the right things by what we think is the right thing, or what we feel and know in our heart of hearts is the right thing? Because we're getting called more and more to first recognize our own truth rather than the truth of someone else. You're going to see this coming up a lot right now with different messages that may be coming out of different people's mouths who perhaps even work together, or or you've trusted to deliver a message, right? So this is the first thing: is whose truth So you're going to get called to take that truth from external to internal, but then you've got multiple truths within yourself. Where is it focused, right? Because this is how we know if we're doing the right thing, it's by which version of us inside us. Is it our mind, which is usually kind of governed by the inner child without us realizing it? The subconscious is kind of like the inner child's there, kind of like driving a race car around, woo, like that, doing that to the subconscious, and we think that we're coming up with these ideas, and they're great. So the first thing to do is just breathe into your heart, really find your balance, really feel the light fill your heart. The hands are extensions of the heart, so place them right here. And breathe into your heart space. And visualize, feel, know with your intention of doing this, that you're filling your whole body with the light of source. Really feel it connecting from above and below, coming into your heart. That's the first thing to do, right? That's the first thing to do. Just to see who within us is actually saying the message or guiding us to do something. And the next thing is that manifestations don't always happen instantly. For some people they are, because we've not got any resistance, we've not got any blocks that we've put in place. It's not, if it's something that hasn't been a big thing in life before, if it's something that's just like just a fanciful kind of thought, oh, this would be really fun to create this, you know. For example, this is a really silly example. I have no blocks or restriction around coconut water as a drink. Okay, this is a really silly example, but it's going to help. I was thinking today, I wonder if I can get little cartons of coconut water, because I'm going to go on a journey in the car, and I was like, I wonder if I can get little ones that I can put in a little car fridge. And then literally a couple of hours later, not even that, I go on my phone, and the advert that I see is for little coconut water bottles and a discount for it. Because there was no restriction, there was no obstruction, there was no block within me about that thought. It was just a playful thought. I wasn't thinking I really need this, putting a lot of energy behind it. It was just a playful thought. And then it showed up, because that's how quickly we can manifest. But if we're manifesting something, or if we're magnetizing something that previously we've got a lot of memories around, or a lot of manifestations to say the opposite of what it is that we desire, then it may take a little bit longer, because we're living in this present day, which is a culmination of all the past momentum, all the past thoughts that you've had, right? And that's not to say it's going to take you the same amount of time to manifest the opposite if it's something like that, but it's just saying you just need to align the frequency to what it is that you want to come in, because we are calibrated passively, like in our day-to-day, because to be really conscious in our vibration requires effort. It does require a little bit of effort, because we have to be aware of what we're thinking and feeling at all times. The more you meditate daily will help this a lot. You know, the more you do your spiritual practices, whether it's moving your body, qigong, going for walks, yoga, you know, whatever it is, meditation, especially silent meditation, just to be aware and discern. The more you do that, the more that we're going to be able to notice what is actually going on in the background, right? Because what happens is when we wake up, unless we set the vibration that we wish to run our day in, unless we actually physically, not set it by saying, I want to be a high vibration, but actually physically doing something, taking 10 minutes in your day to actually get to that vibration, then we're going to be passively creating from the base vibration that we have had for the past however long, right? Does that make sense? So we just need to be a little bit more intentional usually with the vibration, because if you're desiring something that's here on a spectrum of frequency, of joy, of fun, of love, of wealth, of abundance, of anything like that, bliss, joy, if you're desiring something up here but your vibration hasn't consistently maintained here, when it rises to here, this connects and this is arriving for you. But then if it drops, it's going, oh, okay, we're just going to stay around here. Oh, there it is. And you're just going to attract or continue to manifest physically things on this level. And then we bring it up to here again, and it starts to create itself. Different steps are arriving, different ways forward, different people that are going to help me achieve that, things like that. But then once again, our vibration drops through the day. So the more conscious we are on keeping that vibration up here, and when we say keeping it up there, it literally is an embodiment of that. You need to be physically doing something like meditating, being still, things like that. Moving your body even, you know. Just things that bring that vibration up. Laughing is a great one, right? Does that help? Oftentimes we doubt as well what we're creating, and when we doubt what we're creating, we put a block there without realizing. So we need to know that as soon as you're welcome. We need to know that as soon as we have the desire for something, whether we've asked for it, written it down, or whether we've just felt it, that's all it takes is to feel it. It's created, it's arriving, it's there for you. You simply just need to match the frequency, and that's it. But that can be quite challenging, right? So, it's a very fun time. After we have the first quarter moon on the Friday, we go into a Sagittarius moon after Scorpio, right? So what's that going to be like? Sunday, maybe? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. To have a Sagittarius moon is really good, pairing it with a Leo sun, right? With that Jupiter as well, that Jupiter in Aries that it is right now. It's a lot of fire signs going around, and that's really, really good, right? It's really expansive. Things move forward. So expect at the start of next week for abundance to want to drop in, for plans to move forward, for things to just feel like they're flowing, right? But prepare it and set it up this week. Okay. So beautiful souls, I do have available appointments this Saturday. So just before Lionsgateway. I think I have one appointment left on the actual Monday of Lionsgate. And then I think it is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think. So I do have a fair few appointments if you are looking to receive some channeled guidance, if you are looking for a one-to-one session. We have soul contract acceleration sessions right now, which are so potent and powerful. They're channeled guidance, they're a full soul contract review for where you're at, quantum healing for anything blocking you, and soul alignment. So we bring down the monadic key codes for you for the next step of the path. They are super potent, super powerful. If it calls to you, go via my website. And we still have the light language attunements, which have been super popular, and the 30-minute recorded readings, and the blue rose healings as well. So it's a lot of choice, I know, for a video. But just have a little look if it calls to you, if the vibration that we're offering is one that you're enjoying. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy this month. Enjoy the roller coaster. See it as a roller coaster ride, right? There may be parts where your stomach feels like it's been left behind, but it'll catch up. Right, and you'll have a really great time. So I send you all so much love. Thank you for being here tonight. And I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.